Yeah. What up, kid?
This album is dedicated to all the teachers that
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Secondary League Podcast, a baseball podcast presented by the Pinch Runner. I'm a baseball YouTuber and writer for the Pinch Runner, Dawson Wright, and today I'm joined by Noah Wright, who is also from the Pinch Runner. And Noah, this might be our first ever podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, we just got approved, right?
Yeah, so hello to everyone that's listening on Apple Podcasts, anyone that's new, hello. And let's just go ahead and get started with some banter, because it's been a really weird baseball. There's been really weird baseball going on in the last few days.
Yeah, especially with Alex Bregman.
Oh, yeah. Alex Bregman had some interesting stuff happen to him. But first, we are going to be discussing the Reds, who scored 7 runs in the top of the 9th against the Indians yesterday with 2 outs. And they won 7-4.
That's pretty miraculous. I'm pretty sure a lot of contending teams going to do that. And then here are the Reds scoring 7 in 1 inning with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable and pretty, confusing how the Indians could even, let this happen. But
how many times were they down to, their last strike?
It was quite a bit. I'm pretty sure Votto was in, a 2-2 count when he hit that go-ahead double. But today, the Indians got a little bit of revenge because they completely smashed the Reds with a score of 19-4, and it was 14-0 Indians in the top, or going into the 5th inning. Oh, yeah. Man.
It got so bad. It's not so bad that they put in Alex Blandino to pitch.
Yep, and Alex Blandino, who is the Reds' third baseman, he gave up 1 hit, struck out 2 in 1 innings pitched, and his fastball got close to 90. And the best part of all of this is he threw a completely nasty 67-mile-per-hour knuckleball.
His overall line for the day sounds better than most of the pitchers they put out there.
I know, it is. He didn't give up any runs, which is the best part. Are the Reds the king of two-way players now? I know the Angels have Shohei Ohtani, but the Reds now, they got Blandino, and then now they have Lorenzen as well. Lorenzen, who hit more home runs than Bryce Harper in the month of June and only 6 at-bats. How about that? So, good and horrible for the Reds in the last 2 days. There have been a lot of, pretty lopsided scores in the past few days. Today, the Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 19-2. And yesterday, the Astros gave up 4 runs in the 9th and then won it in extras on a drop tag and then an error throw to first base.
From Lucroy.
Yep, from Jonathan Lucroy. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen the play yet, I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can, but I suggest you watch it if you haven't yet. So, Alex Bregman hits a little, squibber that's, rolling foul, and then it just barely goes on the line. Lucroy picks it up with his bare hand, goes to tag Bregman with his bare hand. Bregman bats up. The ball, hits off Bregman when Lucroy tags him, and it, bounces on the dirt, hits the umpire, bounces again. Bregman starts running to first. Lucroy throws it. The first baseman kind of missed it, but it was kind of a bad throw at the same time. I'm pretty sure the error was charged to Lucroy. And then Kyle Tucker scored, and then that was the game. And
that's pretty strange. But it's not the first time Bregman.
That's pretty sad, even by A standards, though.
Yeah, but that's not the first time Bregman's been part of a weird walk-off. When you remember back in April, when he hit that infield pop-up, when there was, I think it was a run on second or third, I forget, but who was it? I
think
Eric Hosmer?
Yeah,
Eric Hosmer?
Hosmer hit it.
No, Hosmer
missed it. Yeah, Hosmer missed it, my bad. But, yeah, that is the second walk-off on an infield error for Alex Bregman this season. But, okay, the whole reason that the game even got to the 9th inning was because the Astros gave up 4 runs in the top of the ninth. They led 4-0 going into the top of the ninth. They gave up 4 runs. I mean, they were able to win in extras by a score of 6-5, but the A's got a run back in the top of the 11th, I believe, and it was 5-4, and then, you know, the whole Bregman play. But it got to that point because Ken Giles gave up like 3 straight singles. He gave up 3 runs total, is what he was charged with. And then when AJ Hinch came up to the mound to take him out, Giles said, "F you, man," and then walked off the mound.
Yeah, that's not the first time he's had attitude problems. If you remember back, I think it was last month, when he gave up a home run to Gary Sanchez, and he started punching himself when he walked off the mound.
Yeah, that famous gif of Ken Giles punching himself in the face. So, as a result of this, the Astros finally made their decision, and Ken Giles has been sent down to AAA. Which is...
Yeah,
go ahead.
He had a good year last year, but, I mean, look at his stats this year. I mean, it's really all over the place if you think about it. If you look at it, he has a 4.99 ERA, but a 2.25 fielding independent pitching in 30 2/3 innings. But he has a .9 walks per 9 rate, but a career low strikeout rate, to go with a 10.6 hits per 9 rate, but only giving up 2 home runs.
Wow.
It's all over the place.
Well, okay, so, Ken Giles is really a fastball and slider pitcher, right? But his slider this year has been like completely inconsistent. As
he hasn't gotten
his fastball sometimes has a little bit of movement, but it hasn't really been moving at all. So he hasn't really been able to like get it by guys at all. So I mean, you have not his best fastball, and then you have a horrible slider that he's throwing, and those are really his 2 combination pitches. Of course he's going to do terrible. I really don't know why he wasn't called down sooner. I mean, you know, that doesn't really make any sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, he hasn't really bounced back since that bad playoff run.
Yeah, because it was basically all October that he just kind of did bad, really. I mean it, you know, you don't really like to see players like this, you know, that have been major leaguers go down to AAA. You know, I'm going to watch him in AAA. Like, I'm going to watch him play live a few times, I'm sure. And I get to see him blow leads in AAA now as well, which is going to be so exciting. Fun. It's oh man, it's gonna be so fun. You know, and especially for the Astros, you know, they didn't want to do this because now they're paying a guy $4.6 million this season to play in AAA.
At least they didn't give up anything that really amounted to everything. If you remember, they traded Velasquez, who's been the best piece, but Mark Appel and Brett Oberholzer were the 2 other major pieces when they traded for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not like they gave up that much. Well, actually, let's be real. They didn't give up jack squat for anything. I think I saw Oberholzer start like a few weeks ago in AAA. But, so, you know, for the Astros, this leaves them in a spot where we know their bullpen hasn't been super consistent this year at all. So they did call up
Senal Perez, I think.
Senal Perez, is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
All right.
It might be Senal.
We'll go with Senal for now. Sorry if we butcher your name. Who is a left-hander from Double-A. And I remember a few weeks ago, AJ Hinch, he said that you know, their bullpen needed more left-handers, right? Because, I don't know, he's an old-school guy that still believes that...
And Tony Sipp is the only lefty in the bullpen.
Yeah, so, you know, righty-lefty matchup. I guess he's one of those kind of guys, I mean, you know, a little more advanced than just straight righty-lefty. But they did need another left-hander, which is the only reason I could see them calling up him over Armenteros. Because, like, I don't understand. I was like, okay, first you're calling up a guy who hasn't even been to AAA yet. Like, that's a huge jump, Double-A to the majors, just straight like that.
Yeah.
I know they wanted another left-hander, but, I mean, it's Armenteros. It doesn't matter.
Armenteros.
Does it matter
Armenteros
if it's right or left-handed?
Yeah, Armenteros is doing good up against both sides of the plate.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, I mean, all right, whatever. They could have used him as a long reliever, but I guess they have McHugh and Peacock up there, so they were just like, oh.
I mean, Perez has been Perez was a starter in the minors, so I mean,
do you think they're
he's gonna be?
Do you think they're just waiting till Dallas Keuchel leaves, and then they're gonna call up like Armenteros or Paulino?
That'd be fun. I don't know. This is his last year on this contract, right?
Who, Keuchel?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a free agent after the season, and I think the Astros are probably going to let him walk because they still have to keep money to try and keep Correa and Bregman. So
yeah. I feel like they'll be okay with Garrett Cole, Lance McCullers, and Charlie Morton.
Mm-hmm. Like, their starting rotation won't be as solid as it is now, like, ever again, I don't think. I mean, unless they call up Armenteros, and it's going to be like...
Yeah, because Verlander is also going to be still in that rotation, because I think he's out of control for another year.
Yeah, they still have one more year of Verlander left at least, unless he stays. McCullers is going to be around for a while. Cole has a few more years left. And then they still have... Morton might be a free agent after the season.
Yeah, I think he is. And he was even like... kind of deciding between, do I really want to continue to play or do I want to retire?
Yeah, so we'll see how he goes. Hey, well, maybe that opens spots up for Armenteros and Paulino. But they do have Brad Peacock still, and they do still have Colin McHugh as well. So
you think,
they do have a few options with that. It's going to be interesting to see how they go. But back to Giles, the Astros didn't really speak about, Ken Giles coming off the mound and saying F you to AJ Hinch, which I don't understand.
What are you gonna say?
I don't understand in the first place. Like, Ken Giles, who are you? Who are you to say, F you to AJ Hinch, right?
Yeah.
You gave up...
You're a relief pitcher who's sucking right now. What are you doing?
You gave up 3 runs to the A's in the top of the 9th and almost cost your team the game. You're lucky you got saved by the A's' horrible defense that game. or else the A's win that game, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like, what are you doing, man? Of course he's going to take you out. You're horrible. You've had like one of the worst seasons from a reliever I've seen in a while. 4.99 ERA. 286, 302, 421 line in 2018. That's not good. You're really inconsistent.
He's worth negative .3 WAR, so...
Yeah, if anything, you cost your team's games. Yeah, I hate seeing that from players, especially when they aren't even having a good year. That's really annoying. Right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you just going to disrespect your manager like that in front of everybody? Get sit down and stay in AAA. For all the Astros care.
If you're gonna continue to be a jerk on the field, why are you even here?
Yeah, he's been one of the worst clubhouse guys I've seen. With the reactions he's had on the field and probably off the field too. I wouldn't be surprised if his locker is torn in half because he took a bat to it and completely shredded it. Right?
Yeah, if you remember a few years ago when he was still in the Phillies, he went off on Ryan Sandberg, who's the manager at the time for the Phils, and that was during the Fire game. I remember seeing that on the TV.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I completely understand. I used to play. Emotions are gonna run high. That happens, especially when you're in the major leagues. But when it's this consistent, that just shows what a liability you are to your team and the general clubhouse too.
Yeah, because that really affects clubhouse chemistry and everything.
Yeah, it does. So I'm pretty sure when he got sent down, everyone was all like, "Bye-bye." They Carlos Correa started throwing a party in the clubhouse. Got a bottle of champagne, right? They're like, "Yeah, let's go. Giles is gone." Maybe the clubhouse attendee can not have to pick up his crap when he throws it all over the place next time he blows a save. But. Yeah, I find that completely ridiculous. Attendee. And if I see him pitch in AAA, and then, I'm gonna see him pitch. I know that's gonna happen. But if I see him, blow up a save, and then go in the, and then he goes in the dugout and throws a Gatorade cooler, I'm gonna let you know because That's just ridiculous, man. I don't.
That's you cannot have that behavior consistently around.
Giles, like, no matter what level you're at, like, I'm sure he's gonna do it in AAA as well if he blows something. You know, if he does get better, you know, and he has more control of his slider and stuff, then good, right? You know, maybe he can just continue, you know, go back up with the Astros and be as good as he was last year in the regular season, then fine. But just, he's got to clean up his act at least a little bit.
Yeah, I would not want that, his behavior around.
Who would want that in their clubhouse? It's toxic to all of the other players. It's what it is.
And especially when you're not performing good, nobody wants you there.
Yeah, he's not the Carlos Correa of the team. He's not the Alex Bregman. He's not... Yeah,
Altuve.
He's not even the Colin McHugh of the team.
Colin McHugh is having such a good year.
Exactly. And Colin McHugh, like, I know it's easier when you're having a good year to not, you know, react that way, but, you know, you've seen Harper throw the occasional helmet and stuff, even, like, during his MVP year, right? Yeah. That'll happen. I understand where it comes from. But when it happens this much, that's when we have a problem.
Yeah, and it's not...
The Astros just saying this was a baseball decision, we all know there was a little behind it. Especially after what happened last night. Especially after
you tell your coach F you. I feel like there was more motivation than, it's just a baseball decision.
Yeah, you know AJ Hinch went into Jeff Luhnow's office and he was like...
It's like, send this guy down right now.
We need to get rid of him now. He is toxic. You just can't be doing that, man.
No.
That's Bush League right there. That's what it is.
I feel like he's told off other players too like that before.
Yeah. So Ken Giles got sent down. Hopefully that means maybe Armenteros will get called up soon, which would be
hopefully.
Please, Astros, Jeff Luhnow, if you're listening to this, call up Armenteros now, and he will throw a no-hitter in every single game he pitches. But moving on to the home run derby, where there is only one American League player.
Yeah, especially when you have like Martinez and Judge and Stanton and stuff, when you have like so many good bats, but you know, if your favorite player didn't make it, it's probably because they said no.
Yeah, like I know that Stanton said that. I know there was a report that came out before Stanton like didn't make the All-Star team that he was like, you know, right? You know, he's like,
no, thank you.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. You know, I don't need to be here, right? Like, I don't need to do it. So, you know, I mean...
Judge kind of said the same thing.
He didn't even make the All-Star team anyways, so... Alright. But... Oh, yeah, speaking of that, hold on. I just wanted to say how funny it is that the Dodgers and the Yankees teamed up to try and get Matt Muncy and Giancarlo Stanton to the All-Star game, and neither of them went.
I thought Muncy went for a replacement, though.
Okay, Muncy... I know Muncy's in the home run derby.
I'm not sure if he went for a replacement, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Yeah.
Because I heard maybe somebody, but I wasn't sure if it was Muncy. Maybe it was Stripling, who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, he might. Anyways. But, so, yeah. So, Dodgers and Yankee fans, both of you together couldn't beat Jesus. And, who went in the AL? Segura?
Yeah, Segura. Yeah. I'm very shocked that of everybody on that list, Segura was the one to go.
I know, right? But good for Segura. He's having such a good year.
Yeah.
Good for him. Congratulations to those two guys for making it to the All-Star game. And, you know, best of luck to you. But, so in the home run derby, all the contestants were announced. You have Jesus, Bryce Harper, Matt Muncy, Alex Bregman, Kyle Schwarber, Javier Baez, Freddie Freeman, and Rhys Hoskins. And
yeah, there's nothing like nothing really jumps out off the page if you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no player's like, oh, this guy is hitting 30 home runs and is on pace for like 60. Mm-hmm. There's no one like that on this year's home run derby bracket.
I mean, yeah, but is Harper kind of that guy? Like he's the replacement, I guess.
I mean, I guess.
I'm so disappointed it's not Harper versus Judge, though.
Yeah. That would have been fun.
Do you
to watch,
know how
I'll take
awesome that
Harper
would
versus
be?
Freeman.
Oh man, that'd be.
I think Judge would take that though, easily.
Yeah, I think he would too. So, Jesus is going up against Rhys Hoskins in the first round. Bregman is going up against Schwarber, and on the other side of the bracket, Harper's going up against Freddie Freeman.
Which is still a good matchup.
Yeah.
Harper and Freeman.
Yeah, that's probably going to be one of the better ones, to be honest with you. And then Matt Muncy is going up against Javier Baez. I mean, I think this is still going to be a pretty fun derby. I mean, we won't see as many, 500-foot homers, right? Except from Bryce Harper, probably. But, you have some personalities in there, like Harper and Javier Baez. Javier Baez, certainly. Alex Bregman is a little bit of personality, too, so...
Kyle Schwarber is definitely popular with a lot of Cub fans, I know that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, tell me about it. Yo, remember the MLB draft video that I made? And then everyone was like... There were some Cubs fans commenting, they're like, oh, I'm glad we got Kyle Schwarber over Mike Trout. And I'm like...
What?
I'm like, are you crazy? I'm like... like, I get it, you like him as a player, but for the sake of your team...
He's okay. He's like a 250 batter who gets on base and hits some home runs, but
I know, but I'm like, it's Mike Trout. What are you doing? Yeah, so... I don't really know what they were thinking. I was like... okay. So, yeah, Kyle Schwarber is pretty popular. So...
Yeah.
Probably because he did so well in the 2016 World Series, but... I mean... Over Mike Trout, I'm like, I don't know, man. You might not want to be a GM someday, or else you might get fired in like the first day. But so yeah, it's gonna be a interesting home run derby. It's still really disappointing that Judge and Stanton and JD and Jose Ramirez and Nelson Cruz aren't gonna be in it. Because that would be fun, right? I understand where Judge is coming from though, since he had such a bad second half last year, and he's kind of scared. I feel like he's gonna do it again, but I feel like he's kind of like, I'm good.
I don't want to risk this.
Yeah, he's basically like, I'm a pass. Harper, I could have beat you anyways, but yeah, it's gonna be really interesting with Harper.
I don't want to risk making my whole team suffer because I wanted to do one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know how hard Bryce Harper's gonna get cheered in that stadium, though, right?
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's... Oh, man.
How far do you think Harper makes it into that... Do you think he makes it past Freeman?
I'm gonna go with yeah, because I feel like he's gonna, turn on the Jets a little bit. Because...
That, or... Yeah, but Harper's such a all-or-nothing kind of hitter, so I think... Either if he makes it, it's because he made contact a lot, but if he doesn't make it, it's because he swung at everything and didn't make too much contact.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he makes contact, he's gonna hit a long way, but,
he was in a home run derby a couple years ago, right? The one at...
2013,
the one at Citi Field, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was, his dad that pitched to him or something. I think he did pretty okay, but I feel like this time he's really gonna, Hey, everyone's saying he's a power hitter now, so we'll see how much of a power hitter he is,
I'm still saying Freeman because he's just, I feel like he's going to be more consistent with his home runs.
I think he's going to get I think Harper's going to get to the finals, and then, I don't know, we'll see from there. Because, okay, if Harper goes past Freeman, he's either facing Matt Muncy or Javier Baez. So,
yeah.
I mean, Muncy's a little bit of a wild card, and kind of so is Javier Baez. You haven't really seen them in a home run derby before, so
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see how they go. And then on the other side, I think, is it weird to think Bregman is gonna beat Schwarber?
I mean, based on the season, I don't think it is, but I mean, just based on the type of hitter they are, I think it's a little bit, because, if you think of Schwarber, you think of a guy that's going to come up there, he's a big power hitter, he's going to hit a lot of home runs, but then you have Bregman, who's he's not really known for his power as much,
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's either going to be Rhys Hoskins or Alex Bregman on the left side of the bracket, And on the other side, I think Harper's gonna make it.
I want Aguilar still to win it all.
Aguilar, that'd be tight. Well, okay, but who do you think is going to win, or who do you think is going to go to the finals?
So I think Hoskins. It's gonna be Hoskins and Freeman.
Hoskins and Freeman? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty disappointing. If Harper doesn't make it to the finals, at least it's gonna be like last year all over again when Stan got eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, but Judge still carried it.
Oh my gosh, Aaron Judge is one crazy man. He better be in the home run derby. Like, I'm gonna go to an All-Star game sometime in the next like 10 years. I'm pretty sure. And if Judge isn't in the home run derby, I'm gonna be upset. Like, that's gonna be pretty disappointing if he's not.
He's gonna keep saying no because he had one really bad.
Or at least
half.
like Stanton or something. Like, I get the year off, but whatever. Well,
some big exciting home run guy.
Yeah. But moving on to a team that did draft Aaron Judge out of high school, the Oakland A's. Should they buy or sell at the deadline? What do you got?
I think they still sell, even if they're above 500. I mean, they're still how far out of the West? They're 9 out of the West division. I think they can compete next year, but this season I think they should just sell off like some of their veterans, like who's their second baseman? Lowry. They should definitely Lowry. Yeah, sell off Lowry. Some of those guys like Cahill, some of that like that.
Okay, you start off by saying you think they're going to sell, but what would you do if you're in Billy Bean's chair? Okay, what are you doing? Are you selling or buying at the deadline?
I'm gonna sell and try and compete next year.
Fair enough. With a lot of the pieces they have, they have some veterans. I think Lucor's on 1-year deal. I'm pretty sure.
I think he's on 2 years. So I mean, they could trade him even because he has some control.
Well, even if he is on a 1-year deal, you might be able to find someone like the Astros, right? That might be interested. I saw that the Astros showed interest in Carlos Gonzalez from the Rockies. So, we'll see where that goes. But I think the A's are going to buy at the deadline, but I think they should sell off a few veteran pieces and just wait. Because I think they should sell off a veteran piece and get a guy that's he's ready to he's major league ready for next year, and then they could develop this play. Like a guy like Alan Hansen, for example,
some guy that's on the verge.
Mm-hmm. Like someone they could add, because this core is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, Matt Chapman, Matt Olson are pretty powerful guys that are going to be around the league for a while. Mm-hmm. They're even thinking about extending Chris Davis, and they have some pretty talented pitching too in the bullpen, in the rotation too, with Manea and Trinan.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people make fun of the A's, right? But sometimes them just kind of staying stuck in the middle ends them up with a situation where they could possibly contend for a playoff spot. Now, obviously, they've been out-competing themselves in the last 22 games because they're 18 of their last 22, right? But, the AL West is going to go to the Astros unless they, collapse in the last few months of the season.
I don't see that happening.
They'd have to pull a 2016 Giants and just collapse and barely make a wild card. But I'm not gonna bank on that, right?
No, I'm not gonna go into either.
But one of the main contenders for one of the AL wildcard spots, the Mariners, they're 11 for 10 in their last 21 games, which is a major cool down from where they've been at.
Yeah, they were a few weeks ago one of the hottest teams in baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, and the A's, when you look at it, they have one of the best run differentials in baseball. They have a plus 23 run differential. I think the Mariners are at a plus 11. And knowing Billy Bean, he's gone for it in the past, and I think he might go for it now as well.
Even if they're a good amount out of the wild card, and they're not horribly out of the wild card. They're 5.5 back, but still,
they got time, man. They got time, and if they keep rolling the way they're rolling, I think they do have a really good shot at making it.
Potentially, but I think like you don't go full out spend though, in case. Like you don't go and sell off all your top prospects.
You don't want to do that, especially when you're the Oakland A's and you know that whatever free agents you get, or they are free agents either next year or a few years from now, you know you're probably not going to re-sign them whatsoever, right? Billy Beane knows that. He's been there for a while, but he's thinking, maybe we could get kind of close. If not, that's fine. We're
still in a good place for next year.
We're still in a really good place for next year to contend. Maybe not for the AL West yet. They'd have to make some crazy moves this offseason for me to think that they can compete with the Astros, right?
Yeah.
But AL wildcard, you're thinking
pretty doable.
Yeah, we can do this, right? And then they could get another starter next year at the deadline, right? Similar to when they got like Justin Marja and stuff at the deadline, they could they made some moves like that, right? And you're thinking
to back up Sean Manaea.
Mm-hmm. And you're thinking they have a pretty good shot of contending for the playoffs the next few years. Are they going to win the World Series in the next few years? Probably not, but hey, you never know. I mean, it's baseball, right?
Baseball is random.
Yep, baseball is random. You saw Giants won the World Series in 2010. They won the division on the last day of the year, and then went on a run that really nobody saw coming, right, in 2010.
Then they went to the World Series in 2014 after entering into the second wild card spot.
Exactly, right? And then we eliminated your Pirates. You're welcome. Anyways, but
yeah.
Did I just give you like flashbacks right there?
I don't remember that.
Do you have like the Crawford Grand Slam like playing through your head right now? I just want to put those images in your head to remind you. Okay, you're welcome. But seriously though, they shouldn't go full buy this year. They're not ready quite yet, but they're getting close, and I'm going to look forward to seeing what Billy Beane does heading towards the July 31st deadline, and, going into this offseason and next trade deadline as well. It's going to be really interesting because the A's could be a serious playoff contender in the next few years, if not World Series contender.
Yeah. But
moving on to our last topic of the day, Manny Machado looks like he wants to be a Yankee.
Do you really think though the Yankees will make that trade?
Yes.
Even with, so then who do you trade for him, and then like who do you move around?
What do you mean, like who do the Yankees?
Like, okay, you have Didi Gregorius at shortstop, who's been doing decent recently, and then you have Miguel Andujar at third, who's looked fairly good at the major league level. What do you do? Do you trade Andujar?
Probably. It was reported earlier that the Yankees made a quote strong offer for Machado, right? But
I don't know how much stronger they
we don't know how strong the offer was. Who was rumored to be in the offer? We don't know any of that yet. But okay, the whole Manny Machado wants to be a Yankee thing. We got this because Manny Machado liked a picture on Instagram like 4 hours ago of him in a Yankees uniform. And then it was reported on Bleacher Report, right? Bleacher Report reported about it, so he had to have seen it by now, right? But he didn't unlike it or anything. He just left it. He's like, Orioles, peace. I'm out. I'm
not coming back.
Have fun with the team that you thought could contend this season. See ya, right? Like
he could contend with Andrew Cashner.
Yeah. Hey, that's what they said. They're like, oh, we're looking to contend this year. We got Andrew Cashner. Woo, right? But looking. Yeah, I don't know if the Orioles would. The Yankees would have to put up something, really solid for him to sign for him to be traded with the Yankees, because if he goes to the Yankees, if he lights it any bit, Yankees are re-signing him.
The Yankees are gonna dump a bunch of money.
And he's gonna be there for the next 8 years plus, probably, right? So you're thinking, What the Orioles are thinking, do we want him to be in the division? Hey, the Orioles might not even be contending with the time that, Machado's a Yankee for the next, 10 years anyway. So, I'm not really sure why they care about it. I know the owner says he, hates the Yankees or whatever, right? I get it. He's in the AL East. He's an AL East owner. They lose to the Yankees, every single day. So, yeah, there you go. But, I'm thinking that if you're the Orioles and the Yankees give you the best offer, honestly, I don't give a crap where he goes, where Manny Machado goes, because you don't know if he's going to re-sign there. Even if it is the Yankees, right? You don't know if he's going to re-sign there. You don't know if he trades to the Dodgers, if he's going to re-sign there. If he goes to the Brewers, he's probably not going to re-sign anyways. So, it's not like you're trying to get him back. You're trading him away knowing that he wants to leave. He liked a photo while he's on the Orioles of him in a Yankees uniform. That's supposed to be one of the Orioles' rivals, right? But
he's begging for a way out of Baltimore.
Machado knows he's probably going to be gone by the time the All-Star break comes, or a little bit before the All-Star break, or a little bit after the All-Star break. He knows he's gone, so he's like, you know what? I don't care. See ya. I'm out. Peace, right? But, if I'm the Orioles owner, I'm just taking the best offer. Right?
Unless the best offer was what the Dodgers offered you, then you shoot it down. It's like, nah.
Okay, from what I've heard from general managers, it's usually teams that like to trade for players. Okay, let's say the Dodgers offered the 1-8 prospect, they did, right? Which is what the reported offer was. The Brewers offer their number 2 and number 16 prospect, right?
Yeah.
From what I've heard from GMs, what these trades are really about and what tilts these trades in someone's favor is who the main player is. Who's the guy. So if the Orioles it
was around Verdugo.
Yeah, I know. But if the Orioles like the number 2 prospects for the Brewers better, it's like, oh, you get the number 8 prospect from the Dodgers too. They're kind of like, oh, that's nice, but we want the number 2 prospect for the Brewers, right? And then they would take the Brewers deal because they're like, okay, we want this player. That's really what these trades are about. It's like, oh, we want this player. The other players that are added to the deal are nice and everything, makes it look better and whatever. Sweetens the deal a little bit. But it's really about, oh, we want this prospect or we want this guy, right? We want this guy so he can be the future of our franchise and blah, 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 right? So that's really what these trades are about. So I think it's really about who puts the best prospect forward that the Orioles like. That's really it. Dodgers could offer up their 1, 2, 3, and 4 prospect, right? I mean, they're obviously...
And the Orioles might not like that.
Yeah, the Orioles might not like any of those guys. So they'll be like, oh, we'll take number 2 and 16 from the Orioles, or from the Brewers instead. And then the Dodger fans all, freak out and start, burning stuff or whatever, right?
Not the best choice for the Orioles. Might not be the best choice for the Orioles, but,
It's what they like. It's what their analytics department shows the GM. It's what the GM shows the owner. It's gonna kind of be the owners and the GM's decision a little bit from what I've seen because, at the end of the day, it really is the GM that's kind of making the trade, but the owner will probably be like, I don't want to trade him to the Yankees. You trade him to the Yankees, you're fired. And then the GM's like, oh, okay, I'm not going to trade him to the Yankees anymore, right? There goes that idea completely out the window, right? But, even if it is the best offer, but, okay, where do you think Machado's going at the deadline?
I would like to see him at the Brewers, but I still think the Brewers probably. I was going to say the Phillies, but it's I think the Phillies are going to sign him in free agency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking this. I'm thinking the, a few early guys that were rumored to go that he was rumored to go to were the Brewers, or not the Brewers, the Braves and the Phillies. But I feel like the Braves and the Phillies are going to kind of hold off on Machado because both of them are probably going to try and sign him in free agency or at least offer him a contract probably. So I'm thinking, okay, if I want the best thing for baseball, I hope he goes to the Brewers. Can you imagine how much money we don't need him going to the Yankees, and that'd be boring. Stop it. Trade him to the Brewers and let's have some fun because National League is looking weak right now. Like seriously,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, it's looking like super weak especially compared to the American League. So let's trade him to the Brewers and let's have fun. But seriously though, I think he's either going to the Yankees or the Diamondbacks.
What a Diamondbacks!
I honestly have no idea. I got a feeling. I don't know why it's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna happen. I had this feeling last year when Verlander was gonna go to the Astros. I was like, oh, the Astros are gonna go for it. They're gonna go get a starter, right? They're gonna go get a big name starter right now, right? But I don't know why. I think the Diamondbacks. I think they're just kind of in it, but we'll see. We'll see when the deadline comes, which is going to be on July 31st. Machado will probably be dealt before then. He could be dealt, honestly, within the next few days. The Orioles might be waiting for the All-Star break and then just trade him like right after the All-Star game or something, right?
Yeah.
Just
so they can have that one All-Star.
I mean, they'd send somebody else, but it's kind of like, who? Adam Jones? But like Tim Beckham? I don't know.
Would they know? Like, remember when
no, because every team has like one representative or whatever.
Yeah, but the Cubs, I don't think had a representative during that year when they traded Samardzija to the other league.
Oh, maybe. Well,
who knows? We'll see.
We'll see. It depends really when it gets traded. But thank you all for listening to episode 10. We made it, Noah, double digits.
Yay!
The Secondary League podcast. If everything goes according to plan, this will be the first one up on Apple Podcasts. And if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and like the video. And if you're listening on the Pinch Runners website, then good for you. I mean, there's not really much you can do other than, share it with a friend or something. But thank you all for listening, and we will see you in the next episode.
Yeah. What up, kid?
This album is dedicated to all the teachers that
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen?